guys, this is the TBA Podcast number 2, or as I like to call it, the one that was destined to never happen, because this has been weeks in the making. I am Nixian Strange, and I'm here with previous host, I suppose.
Sure, yep. I'm Zathak Mist.
Because I can't pronounce your name. And new guest.
Guest star.
Yeah,
That works.
the highlight of the show.
Absolutely. Sparky Brzezinski.
And this is the second podcast, so to all 2 people who watched the last one, hey.
Pretty much. And thanks so much for liking the video.
Oh, who liked it?
No one did.
Oh. Because I noticed we got 30 views, and I think about 20 of them were me making sure there was no problems with audio.
Yeah, probably.
I was just going to say, have fun editing this one, miss, because I had to listen to it about 5 times, making sure there are no problems with audio.
Oh, fun.
Have fun listening to your own voice again and again.
It's a good thing he's on holidays, right?
Yeah, this will take up all your free time.
Nothing better to do. Such a loser.
Anyway. So, it's still called TBA Podcast, but now we've actually decided to keep that title because we're really that creative.
We're good at life.
Or they are.
Oh, don't just...
If you have suggestions,
Yeah.
we're completely open.
You didn't even know what TBA was.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
going.
that was a low hit. That was low.
I still got half a biscuit left. I should have been it before.
I'm all out of tea.
Life is hard.
I just made that, and it's gone, and it caused me severe pain to consume.
Yep, another reason I don't drink tea. I don't have the money to keep buying tea.
So for everyone that doesn't understand this conversation at the moment, it's pretty much a continuation of what we were talking about just before we started.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't need to know what's going on. Just roll with it. Roll with the punch.
Yeah, we're just gonna ramble for about an hour, so...
We do have some sort of planning involved, not really.
We had a planning last time, and after about 2 dot points, we kind of just went off where we wanted to. So maybe we'll get to 3 dot points this time. You never know.
Well, seeing as the first one has maybe next to it.
Well, how about we try it?
Well, what I wanted to talk about first, because we're all Skullduggery Pleasant fans, and everyone who watches this will be a Skullduggery Pleasant fan. We may as well just talk about the Book 9 cover that came out a few weeks ago.
I should probably get that image up, actually, if we're going to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the screen right now. Or it will be once I edit this.
If...
When. It will be a when.
Trust me, things can go wrong when editing.
Oh, I know, I've had my fair share of that.
People who watched the last one, that final product of what it turned out to be looked nothing like I intended it. So,
Things rarely do.
I know, that's so annoying. I have ideas in my head, but I remember when I was a kid I wanted to be an artist, and I drew a dragon, and he ended up with googly eyes.
That was your career as an artist.
Yeah. Then I wanted to be an animator, and realised I could only draw stick figures.
Back on topic, this cover.
The cover which I am now looking at. And you are too.
Is this your first time looking at it, Sparky?
No. But,
Well, just start with your thoughts. What do you think of it?
I think it's awesome. But I would have said that no matter what it looked like, to be honest, because, Tom Percival's amazing.
I would say it's probably my favourite cover. I don't have it in physical copy, so I can't judge, but...
Are we talking original release covers or all covers?
Our original release.
Out of original release, I would probably say I like the Maleficent 7 cover better, but that's because it's got Tanith on it.
You do like Tanith, don't you?
And I'm really biased in that sense.
Fair enough.
But after like as books in the series, definitely this one.
Well, I already pointed this out to Miss, but can you see to the bottom right, like on top of the embers next to Skull's head? It looks kind of like a black helmet, and that's the first we see, if it is meant to be a helmet, that's the first we'll see of Vile's armor on a cover. And because I've been wanting to see Vile's armor since Vile was introduced, I am very happy about that.
Explain to me how it's a helmet, just because. No, I'm curious, because it looks more like a brick with some of those metal reinforcements sticking out of it. Not to ruin your fun there, but to ruin your fun.
It looks different every time I look at it, so...
It doesn't matter what you say, I'm just going to keep believing it's a helmet, because I want to. And look at it.
I respect that. There's a dark patch above the brick where you can't, like... The brick helmet, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, I might not even be looking in the right place, I'm sorry.
That doesn't matter. Either way, we all agree that it's a good-looking cover, yeah?
You're looking on the wrong side.
Am I?
Yes, it's on the other side. It's on the right side of...
I am looking on the right side. A right side looking at it from me, or right side looking at it out of Skull's eyes?
For you.
For me, yeah, I'm looking on the right.
That looks nothing like a brick.
No, on the right. There's the...
Do you know your right hand from your left hand?
Yes. Yes, I do.
There are words being thrown around here.
You should stop being a prick right now, I swear. Maybe I'm looking too high. Do you mean, like, right into the corner, in, like, around the embers, or, like, just above the embers? Because I heard just above the embers, so I've been looking there.
On the embers.
I'm not seeing how that's a helmet, though.
Helmet or not, it's a good cover, and we'll leave it there, because
Yeah.
we can argue whether it's a brick or a helmet all day.
So, moving off the cover, we may as well discuss the rest of the stuff that's been happening in terms of Skullduggery Pleasant lately while we're on the topic. So, Prisoner 270914.
It's real... what those numbers mean is not very clear, because some people thought it's the release date, but it's... The release date, it's earlier normally, isn't it?
The release date was reaffirmed on the poster for the Requiem Ball, 28th of August.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's not the release date.
What was happening on Tumblr when that picture came up was that apparently when you save it, the file is called...
Nadia.
Yeah.
It was originally called Nadir, and
Yeah.
He changed it after that. Now it's just called Prisoner.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously.
But-
Like, enough people noticed.
It's still not very clear what those numbers mean, though.
Yeah, well, if it is Nadir, not saying
It
it
is.
is or isn't,
It is.
obviously. Do the numbers actually have to hold significance? I'm asking this because we're talking about Skullduggery Pleasant, not Homestuck. If it was Homestuck, I'd say the numbers are significant no matter what anyone says, but, like, this is not.
They don't have to, but they're so central.
Not to mention, the post right before he revealed that image was error, and then those numbers for
Yeah.
copied over
There
about
is
a billion
definitely significant.
Yeah, well, the post error, I thought that was the original release date, which has been changed now, but I thought that was the announcement of the release date, so the numbers, I saw them and I was like, oh, that's the release date. So I don't see why that should... Now, if they're the same numbers on the back cover as now, because why would you put the numbers of the release date on the back cover of the book?
Well, exactly.
Now I'm suspicious. Thanks a lot.
It's already been said that the release date's the 28th of August. Like, the Requiem Ball is being held on publication day, and it says on the poster that the publication day is the 28th of August. So it's not the release date no matter what.
But it's a month
If I had to guess,
afterward.
I'd say the numbers will be significant in the book. So, without knowing anything about the book, we won't be able to tell. Like, it's just guesswork at this point.
Okay, well, my opinion of everything has changed drastically already, so... Success!
He was obviously trying to throw us off, though, because he did end the last four numbers are obviously hinting at September 2014. Unless you're in America.
No, America.
Sorry, Ivy.
I'm not. Learn how to calendar.
You're too Australian for your own good.
So, because we'll never have a clue what those numbers mean, do you want to move to the Theatre of Shadows?
Yep. Now, we talked about this a bit before, but not too much. For anyone that doesn't know, Theatre of Shadows has just been a link to a page on Derek's blog where you would sign up with your actual name and then your country of residence, and after you signed up it would just say thank you and had nothing more on the topic. So no one really knows what it is yet.
I am sitting in anticipation, to be honest, and I only signed up for it like an hour ago, so...
I've heard two different theories on it. One that it's for the Requiem Ball.
Requiem?
Whatever. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, Derek has confirmed that it was meant to be available worldwide for anyone to sign up. Although there has been an error with that, and people in America and Germany, I think, can't sign up. But it's intended for it to be worldwide, so it's clearly not the ball. And the second theory I've heard, and I don't believe it, but, you know, I may as well say it, that it's some sort of game, but I just don't think it is a game. Like, I sign up for a game.
Did you guys play that crummy, like, thing on the original website where it's like you could play as Val and do the little mini games, and it was...
No, it never let me on.
Yeah, the same. It would not let me sign up.
I played it for games to do with books. Not the worst one I've ever done, mostly because it wasn't a quiz. Yeah, if it's not a quiz, it's like immediately better than everything else you can find. But if it is a game, I don't know. I think a sort of like text-based thing would be really interesting.
Mm.
Or like if it was like a Pottermore-esque type thing, that'd be cool. But obviously it can't be Pottermore because...
Pottermore.
Well, yeah. It's pretty impossible to make a website like that for a book series if it's not something like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Harry Potter sold a lot better than Skulduggery Pleasant had.
Ever will. Yeah.
An utter travesty in my opinion, because the writing in Harry Potter just is not that amazing.
Well, yeah, but honestly, it's better than anything Derek's written.
Nah.
I could disagree
I would
with
disagree with that too.
JK is just a better author, honestly. Like, she writes in a bit... I understand that Derek's restricted in what he can do with Skulduggery Pleasant because it's a child-based series, even though the fan base has grown up with the series. But if you look at some of the ways he's structured things and some of the phrasing he's used, compared to authors like J.K. Rowling, it's honestly his writing isn't as good.
I feel like maybe it was just not as good. I feel like the writing itself over the book series has improved exponentially in comparison to how much J.K. has improved over.
Oh yes,
from
definitely.
From the Philosopher's Stone to Deathly Hallows.
She didn't really develop her writing.
No, she didn't.
She kept it
that
the same.
was the problem, because when you read something like Skulduggery Pleasant, his writing gets like ridiculously better. But I feel like the problem with that is that Harry Potter was planned really well. Like, she wrote the first book, and then she wrote the seventh book, and then she went back to the beginning, and she knew where she was going, so she had the whole... So as the plot got bigger, she'd already had everything, she knew where it was going to fit in, and I feel like what's happened to Derek, because as each of the books has gone on, it's just gotten more and more complicated, and I feel like he's kind of trapped himself, in the sense that he didn't have enough of an idea of what was going to happen at the end with all of the side stuff, that it's kind of gotten a bit jumbled, which takes away from the whole experience.
I mean, because if you look at the 8th book, that is huge.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, as much as I love Skulduggery Pleasant, it should have been cut down.
Yeah. Oh, I have
too many
to say,
things.
Not, oh god, I can't even remember the names of the books anymore. And they're sitting across the room from me. This is really embarrassing. Kingdom of the Wicked is the one that I'm thinking of. There are 9 of them. Okay, shut up.
You call yourself a fan.
Hey.
Tut tut.
But Kingdom of the Wicked, it's like, it's my least favorite one because it's the point. It was like the point between Deathbringer and Kingdom of the Wicked is just like there's like this jump where you can kind of see that he's got too many things to juggle. He's doing it really well. I've seen other book series where it's just dragged on for too long and there are too many characters and the author themselves completely loses track of everything. This is really, really well done, but it's still a bit like in Deathbringer there were a realistic number of things going on. In Kingdom of the Wicked I found myself a lot of the time having to stop and go, wait, why are they here in the first place? And then going back and then figuring out why they're there, and then being like, oh, so they have to do this so that they can do that, so that they can do the other, so that they can do this, so they can do that. And I'm like, there's just too much.
If there's one thing I will say about Derek, he has too many ideas, because the first book was based off all his rejected script writing ideas or something.
Yeah.
Screenplay ideas. And he just kind of jumbled them all into one, but he did it well. Later in the series, he got too many ideas with different characters, and they didn't match too well.
I don't think he really expected it to go this well, to be honest. I don't think he really expected to need to think about it this much.
I think the major problem with how his ideas have evolved so far is because, to begin with, in the first book, what happened was they defeated Serpine and got all the scepter stuff done, but Vengeance also came back, and it was revealed that Skullduggery was also Lord Vile, and it was also revealed that Stephanie was Valkyrie, was Darkus, and then Darkus got loose, and that was where the book ended. So what ended up happening with that was, obviously, he cut that down a lot and then stretched it over the course of the series, but what happened was, instead of sticking to what would have been a rough plan of what the rest of the series would have been, his ideas grew from there because he had this whole world that he could now explore, and then he just kind of got carried away.
Yeah, because another thing I do notice is over the course of the books, all these characters kind of ended up the same.
No, don't you dare say that. No.
All their dialogue is all just witty.
Okay.
No, yes, I can agree with that.
I can agree with the dialogue. The dialogue I absolutely agree with. It is a bit samey, but not the characters. Never the characters. Don't you dare say that.
Enough.
That's no. 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 Sorry.
Well,
no, they're not. They are not. This is like my thing, okay? Characters are my thing. While they talk the same way, which is a bit annoying and a bit samey, yes, and it does kind of take away from the fact that his characters are actually extraordinary. There are no two characters who are used for the same reason. There is no, like... Even the meaningless characters never end up the same way. You can't go, oh, that's a character that's going to do this because in the past this has happened a few times kind of thing. It's like, you never know when a character is introduced whether they're going to become important or not.
Well, no, you kind of do. There are about 1,000 different people that have the same role in relation to China, or 1,000 different people that have the same role in they owe Skullduggery a favor. Like, there was... No, listen. They, I don't remember his name, but the guy that was living under Gordon's house, and he was dead and he was a ghost.
Maya.
Anathem Maya, yeah. He had basically the exact same role as... I can't remember his name either, the guy that blew up the sanctuary just before...
Yeah, I will admit that, because they reminded me of each other, and when I was reading them, and I went back and read them, I was like, wait, what? I thought this person was that person. Oh my god, no, they're totally different people. That got me a bit...
Yeah, no, Phoenix, I'm talking about the guy that Bliss found out his true name, and then he got used against him. Yeah, Lardigan, that's it.
That's it.
No, and there are more. I could go on, but I won't, because I feel like I've made my point. But there are definitely characters that are used in the same way. You can't say that.
Yes, there are definitely characters that are used in the same way, but never for the same reason. It's like, it's not like, oh, I did it before, I can do it again.
You don't understand, like, all of them are used for the same reason, not just a certain number of characters. All the characters are used for the same reason. They just have to be there.
Yeah, but yeah, shush. I was going to say something, and now I can't remember what I was going to say. It was a really good point. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
This is going to bother me forever now.
Great. Let's move on then.
No, okay, no, okay,
Yep.
okay. Okay, I remembered.
Yeah. Okay.
At the point in the beginning of the second book, who do we meet? We meet Scapegrace, right?
Mm-hmm.
He could have been left in the first chapter and we would never have heard of him again. Easily.
Are you linking this to the fact that he was brought back over and over again?
I'm bringing reference to the fact that, yes, he's been brought back over and over again, but that's because we really like him. For some reason, because he's a douchebag. But, like, I don't know, he seems to be, like, one of those characters who kind of keeps coming up without really needing to be there, like, Peter Pettigrew, for example. Like, he didn't need to be there that much, but he kind of acted as a catalyst for a lot of things that kind of, like, it didn't have to be him, but it had to be someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was sort of different with Peter Pettigrew, but I see what you're saying. Go on.
He was just the person who jumped to mind. I've been playing Harry Potter games all morning, so it's a bit on the brain. But, like... And then there'd be characters where they come up once, and they always appear a few times within one book, unless they die in the first scene that they appear in, which does happen. I'm looking at China's bodyguards in the second one. Like, when they were introduced, I thought, oh, these two seem really interesting, I want to see more of them, and then they died, and it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to see more of them, am I? And at the beginning of the book, it was Scapegrace, so I'm like, I don't like you, you're a douchebag, get off of my book page. Get off of my book page. I really need to plan sentences before I say them.
Yeah.
No, that was perfect. Get off my book page. Outstanding
like,
English.
He ended up coming back, and I thought that Zephyr and the other one, whose name I can never remember, would have been really interesting to have, and I expected to see more of them. They were introduced, I'm like, I expect to see you at least a few more times in this book, and then they died. Do you understand my point?
Yeah.
It took me a really
got it.
long time to get to the end of it, but I got there.
No, I see what you're saying, but I don't understand your point. What was your point?
My point was that I really like his characterization because none of his characters, personality-wise, are the same. They can be similar, but people can be similar, so I'll give him that. In my opinion, the main characters are some of the most developed main characters in anything ever. Because I reckon people like Katniss Everdeen and Harry Potter ended up being the most dull people ever. Most dull,
Very
dislikable
true.
people by the end of it. I'm like sitting there going, no, I don't. Why am I still reading about this? I don't care. And even that's happened a bit with Val, who I just don't like as much anymore. But that's kind of the point.
Yeah, she's not likable in a good way.
She's not likable in a good way. She's interesting as hell, and I care about her, but I don't like her. Like, I wouldn't want to meet her in real life. If we met in real life, I'd probably not like her at all.
Up to
Yeah,
Dark Days, she's good. After that, like Mortal Coil onwards.
Yeah. But that is actually some of my favourite foreshadowing in anything ever, because at the beginning of the first book, Gordon's characters are always built up to be heroes, or introduced as heroes, and you expect them to be heroes, and you really like them, and they're smart and clever and funny and strong and fast and all that crap. And then they get beaten down until you don't like them anymore, and then they die horribly. I'm like, oh, well... And even then, you read that and you're like, oh, I see what's going to happen here, if you've read the book series already. And But even then, the first time you read it, you go, oh, that's interesting, and you kind of move on, and then as the books progress, you're like, oh, that's what they're doing. but I still like Val and Skullduggery, and now it's gotten to the point where I don't anymore, and it's like, oh, well, you did that very well, because I easily could have just stubbornly continued to like them, which I've done before, but I didn't, and I think that was pretty good, writing-wise.
I just want to say, back on the topic of characters,
Yes.
that I actually think half the dead men are basically the same character, the
Oh,
exact same character.
yes.
Vex, Saracen, and then I don't think it was Donegan, but the other monster hunter.
I mean,
It
there are
could have been Donegan.
some...
Oh my god,
But,
there are
like,
too many
they are-
names now.
They are literally just the same character.
Yeah.
They have the same personality. The only thing that distinguished Vex from Saracen for me was that, apart from all the descriptions, like Valkyrie was crushing on Vex halfway through just because, and Saracen had gotten fatter and all that stuff. But personality-wise, the only thing that distinguished them from me was that Vex swore at Ravel after he murdered Garthly.
Oh my god, you should have seen me when I read that. When I read that, I actually had to stand up and hold the book in the air, and I was like, oh my god, first swear of the series!
I wasn't happy with that decision, honestly. I think it was really... no.
Well, I think...
Because there are no, you don't understand. There are so many other points in the series where swearing would have been completely realistic, but because it was a children's book, it was obviously restricted. But
Well, that's
there was
kind of
nothing...
why
And
I
I understand that Vex was not a very developed character prior to that novel, so it would have stood to reason that he might have done something that the rest of the characters wouldn't have. But... really, none of them strike me as any kind of person that would refrain from swearing for any particular reason, other than the fact that Derek didn't want them to. And to throw in a swear in a children's book like that for no other reason than appealing to the audience because they were now older just seems really off to me.
It did seem off, but I was cheering because I was like, hey look, he acknowledges that the people reading this book at the moment are mostly not children, and we can handle a bit of swearing. Has he read the comments on his own blog? Has he? It gets pretty
Yes.
wild.
That is mostly you. Another thing that I want to say while we're just criticizing things, I just want to say that we do still love the series,
Oh.
even though we're throwing stuff at it at the moment.
Absolutely. We love it so much we have the right to criticize it, come on.
We love it to the point where we can analyze it properly, like...
Analysis.
We're not blinded by
analysis, yeah.
We're not blinded by it being awesome. We are talking about it because most of the stuff that I'm going to say is like it's good and it's bad, which is a problem. And probably actually the reason why I'm really bad at English. Anyway.
When Skullduggery told, even though we didn't see this, when Skullduggery told all the dead men and the rest of the people that were there that Valkyrie was actually Darkus, Vex especially kept bringing up the point that you knew that she was Darkus and you didn't do anything about it. How could you do that? And every time he said that or brought that back up, I was waiting for Skullduggery to come out with a reason as to why he didn't, and I understand that there wasn't really a reason as to why he didn't, other than him just being afraid not that he didn't want to lose Valkyrie. But I was unhappy that there wasn't anything there. There's probably really small nitpicking things, but I wasn't happy with that
I
at all.
think Skullduggery would have made something up though.
Yes, exactly.
least.
He just kind of brushed it off and ignored it or changed the topic, and
Which is also very him, but if he'd been asked enough times.
I think that was more on fault of Derek rather than
Skullduggery.
how the character functions.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't any explanation as to why Skullduggery didn't actually do anything at all. Because even then, I mean, he could have done something about it because they had the accelerator, and unless I misinterpreted something horribly or forgot about something, they could have done the same thing that they've done with Argedian with Darkus now, because they've got the accelerator. Wasn't that the entire point of keeping it? Because they were going to use a thing to power the prison for Darkus? No? Is that right?
I don't remember, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I need to reread Kingdom of the Wicked, but that's what I thought. And either way, he could have done something about it, and then he didn't, which is fair enough, but there was nothing as to why he didn't. And even
Yeah.
though there was a war going on, I mean, they would have been kind of preoccupied, but there wasn't any... Also, yeah, related to this, they added Valkyrie to the Dead Men for no reason at all. Like, there didn't need to be that many people in the Dead Men, but even if they took her with them, it just felt unnecessary
that
that
did
they had
feel a
that
bit
whole ritual
unnecessary.
with adding her. It felt off.
Yeah. But back
So-
to... Oh, sorry, no, you go. I've been talking too much. You go.
I was just going to say, in short, we don't know what Theatre of Shadows is.
Oh, yeah.
To go back to the original point where we were,
Yeah, we
no,
don't,
we don't know,
what that is.
what that is.
Actually, I want to go back to the swearing thing, which is the thing that's bothered me most about the lack of swearing in it, is that I feel like the people that Val has been around as she's been growing up, I think she cursed like a sailor, to be honest. Like, I remember in Mortal... No, not Mortal Coil. Deathbringer. The beginning of Deathbringer, when she, Yes, Deathbringer. Oh, I'm getting my timelines mixed up now. Oh god. When she like turns into Darkest and then she's up in the sky and then she...
That's Deathbringer.
Yeah, it is Deathbringer. I knew it.
Because this is just after the battle with Melancholia in the caves.
No.
No.
Before that, at
with
the
the
beginning.
Jitter Girls.
Oh,
with the Jitter
yes,
Girls.
sorry.
And she goes up and then she's like in the air and then she stops and she falls out of the air and it goes, she swore, and I'm like, oh, obviously. And it was like in
Most
that
books
moment
do
I
that.
like realised that there'd been no swearing, and I just thought that was really unrealistic because you've got, you know, a 16-ish year old girl. I'm that age. I rarely finish a sentence without swearing. Let's be real. Her, with her plate, with the large amount of adult people who she is friends with, I'm sorry, she would swear. She would swear so much. She would
I'm
swear
fairly
all the
certain that
time.
Skullduggery would just kind of have an influence on her and tell her not to swear.
I feel
just
like...
don't
I
feel
don't
like...
think he swears very
I
often.
know. I
You
don't.
see
I
him.
don't think Skullduggery would swear, and I don't think. I do think Ghastly would swear occasionally, but I think she'd get it mostly from people like Vex and
I don't think
Lavelle.
Vex
Can-
would swear often either.
I think he,
I think... I'm not sure, but I think most books it says she cursed. Like,
yeah.
I don't remember it exactly.
I kind of had like this, like maybe this. I just, as a headcanon, I have like Ghastly doesn't like swearing, and I can almost see him like setting up a swear jar for her because she swears so much. That's the way I see it. She would.
Yeah.
I'm saying outright, she absolutely would.
I think most of the time Derek writes she cursed, and most books do this because it's not outright saying the character swore. It's like it's saying she cursed, which could mean she swore. So I think most books choose to do that, and I think, but I don't remember any examples, but I think that's happened several times in the book.
Yeah, it's definitely happened a lot of times in the book, but not as much as would be realistic. And because he's only used, I'm pretty sure that's like the only time he actually uses she swore. That's why it jumped out, and it was like, you, what?
Yeah, he's actually confirming.
He's confirming that this time
was
it
definitely a
happened,
swear.
and I'm like, why this time? I mean, like, I understand why this time she's kind of just like snapped out of Darkest, and she's in the middle of the air, and she's falling.
I honestly don't think he would have given that much thought.
Yeah. I would have, though, is the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some authors like. It's like an English class. They say every sentence means something when in a book, but some authors just write and they write what feels natural at the time. So it could just very easily he felt that was natural.
I mean, it might not even have been him, really. It could have been the editor.
That's true.
I doubt it
I
was.
doubt it
so.
was.
No, me too, but still.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
I get really meticulous about characters like that. It's like, I just dropped something, I'm sorry. I don't remember what I was saying. Move on.
Alright, well,
There it goes.
since we just finished talking about Theatre of Shadows, essentially, even though none of that had anything to do with Theatre of Shadows.
Because we don't know anything about Theatre of Shadows.
Yes, but still. The next thing, because we should probably finish up on Skullduggery Pleasant soonish.
And keep it short this time. Don't go
Yeah.
off on a tangent because I was just sitting here.
You could have joined in.
I tried.
Anyway, the Requiem Ball. which is being held in the UK.
I don't care because it doesn't affect me. I know that sounds like arrogant or something, but
Yeah, man.
it doesn't affect me, so I just choose not to think about it.
No,
And
but
I'm like that with most stuff.
like there are other people that are organizing Requiem balls in their own countries to line up at the same time as when that ball's gonna start.
I think there's like 2 other people on the blog in Melbourne, so even if it's not going to happen,
I mean, I'm not gonna either, but still.
so it doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
To me, to other people it matters because they can do all this stuff, but to me, it does not matter. That's my input on it.
I don't really have anything to say about it. I care so little. I don't have anything to say about it.
All right.
We're very caring people when it comes to other countries. Because this is probably like a big deal to some people, but as soon as I saw it was in the UK, I'm just like, it doesn't affect me, so I'm not even going to read the rest of it. We're ending Skullduggery Pleasant, so anything else you want to say it now.
We spent 40 minutes on that. Let's move on.
But that was the most unstructured conversation I've ever heard.
Well, this is
Yeah.
what happens when we wing it. Was I not meant to tell them that?
No, we're professionals. We know what we're
Oh.
doing.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, I'm gonna bleep that out. You're not allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sorry.
We bring you on and you just discredit us.
I am never going to be invited back to another one of these.
No. Enjoy it while it lasts. Music.
I've listened to very few music.
Very few music.
The only... yeah, shut up. The only music
I'm sorry.
that I've listened to recently was a new Ninja Sex Party album. So
I still don't really know what that is.
it's one of the guys on Game Grumps. Everyone knows who
Okay.
Game Grumps is because it's everywhere.
Yes, entirely.
Or everyone on YouTube.
You don't
I don't
do.
know anything. Come on. You know I don't know anything. I know plenty of things, just nothing useful.
Yep.
Good work. Well, that was my music.
Oh my god. Okay. I do have a small music related thing that I know that neither of you care about as far as I'm aware. But my favorite artist released a new music video like last week.
It was like yesterday, actually.
Yeah, it was like yesterday and I watched it and it was awesome.
Do you want to mention who
It
they
was
are?
Demi Lovato's new music video for the 4th single off of her album Demi from last year called Really Don't Care, and the music video was filmed. Well, most parts of it were filmed at on a float at a gay pride parade in Brazil, and it's just awesome. It's just awesome. It is, and I'm really excited about it. Also, her haircut looks absolutely fabulous because she is. That's all.
This will be another bit that I edit out because it's just kind of really
just cut
awkward.
it out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The magic of editing. This is never
Uh-huh.
here.
Now that we've said this, I don't know if I'll bother, but still.
Well, do you want to talk about games for a bit?
Sure.
We talked about them last week, but we more or less talked last time.
Last time, yeah.
That was definitely not
It
a
was
week
like-
ago.
How long ago was it?
3
It was put up in
months?
April, so yeah.
Yeah.
A week ago, yes.
Yeah, last week. We could take the last podcast down, re-upload it, and then next week upload this one.
We could.
Yeah. We'd lose all 30 views. It'd be horrible.
I'm not sure if my ego would be able to stand that.
So, recently, I started playing League of Legends.
Oh, you poor
I
thing.
know. I hate myself and I hate the world. It's
Why? What would have
It's-
compelled you to...
because every one of my friends plays it, and all they do is talk about it. And I just thought, I'll play one game. I played
But it
one.
wasn't just one game, was it?
No, I played one game. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty fun. I played another game. On my third game, I finally paid attention to the chat. Basically, what I've discovered is everyone who plays League is a dickhead.
No, really?
And I was on beginner. Like, this is where new people would play, and no matter what I did, they would just like piss off, and it ended up being the most stupid game ever because I got a kill and 3 deaths. One guy got 2 kills and 14 deaths, and he blamed them all on me. And I don't know why he blamed them on me. What did I do? Clearly I was doing something wrong because everyone was telling me
You
to
were
piss
playing
off.
League
but
of Legends, is what you were doing
that
wrong.
Yes.
You gonna keep playing?
It's fair though. I haven't played in a few weeks. It's alright, but it's just knowing that the people I'm playing with are all such douchebags. I don't want to play.
Yeah.
So I might play one day, but if I do, it'll be with friends, which won't work because I'm at level 6 and they're at level 30. So that game will go well, but
I've got no idea about the scaling system on League of Legends, but that does sound pretty
I
neat.
don't either. I just know it told me I'm level 6.
Okay.
I don't know how I got there. I also didn't know I got money every time I gained a level. So apparently I'm rich.
Well, if they're on level 30, I seriously doubt it.
Well, they actually spend money though. I don't know how to.
I recently... Actually, probably a month ago now, I got Hitman Absolution, because for the Game of the Year edition, not the Game of the Year edition. I don't know, for the Something Special edition, they released it on Mac. So, I got to play it, and it was really good. And then it was taking up too much space on my laptop, so I can't keep playing it, but it's really good. It was really fun. I really, really, really enjoyed it, because I'm really bad at that kind of thing. Like, I'm okay at stealth games, and I'm okay at shooting games, but both at the same time is just not a strong point for me, as it turns out.
Do you know what company made that game?
It was IO Interactive, and published by Square Enix.
Square Enix, that's it.
it. But yeah.
Any games? Other games? Because I haven't played any Hitman games, so I have no picture in my head of how they go.
It's like a stealth... it's like... You know Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
It's like that, but with less climbing and more just don't be noticed by anyone at any point in time.
Assassin's Creed without the parkour.
Yeah.
Alright.
And with shooting. Sniping is so satisfying. I'm just gonna throw that out there, because what happens is that they like clump together, and you get the sniper, because if you can only get sniper rifles in certain areas, so there'll be a sniping location nearby, and you go find it, and you hide behind it, and you just kind of like peek up and shoot one of them and go down, and then all of the guards in the area like clump around the body, and so you just go boop 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 boop, and then you go back down and you wait, and more come, and you just keep doing it, and it goes on forever, and it's until you run out of bullets, but it's so entertaining, because it's like, and you next? You wait a second, and it's like, and you're there, and it's just, I was in a really bad mood when I played that level, okay? I was in a really, really bad mood.
Don't judge.
It was so, it's... Because you're just, it's like chickens not knowing to go inside when it's raining. Like,
Game AI is like chickens in the rain.
Well, it's like, in real life, if you're guarding a facility and one of your co-workers gets shot down and you can't see anyone with a gun, do you go stand over the body or do you hide?
No, I go and raise the alarm, probably.
Exactly. But they just go standing
why he died.
and you can,
He's dead as well.
you can hear the dialogue and they're like, where'd that come from? Who's out there? And I'm like, 200 feet away, like, you're gonna die in about 5 seconds. It's gonna be really funny. Just saying. It's a very therapeutic game. There's also a particular level where you can, like, sneak. It's, like, in a gun shop, and you can sneak around in the trenches, like, all the way to the back, and there's a bunker, and it's filled with explosives. And you can, you can set up a bomb there, and then walk right back to the front of the store, because you're trying to get a specific gun, and it's, like, under lock and key, and you can just blow the bomb at the back, and everyone goes that way, and you're just there like, yes, there's a fire, and no one's here, and I can just smash the glass and take the guns, and it's so entertaining. Like, pointless, and loses you a remarkable number of points, but so entertaining.
So, you got rid of the game, though?
I had to, because there's not my laptop is depressingly small.
I think most laptops are. My laptop is tiny.
My old one was so big. My old one had more space on it than I was ever going to use, and then it completely died. And it wasn't my fault, which was a change.
Yeah, I had to buy a couple of hard drives to fit everything on.
Yeah.
But
I have a completely different computer dedicated to gaming. I don't have nearly enough
Yes.
space, even with my hard drives.
fancy.
Yep.
Your own computer and everything.
Well, I have about 3 different laptops and then 2 different computers, and I can get more because my mum works.
Can you get me one?
No. My mum works, my mum's IT staff for a university, and so she can just bring home pretty much anything she wants at any time, so...
Well, I need to have my own laptop for school, so... And the school doesn't provide laptops, because I attend a private school, and they expect you to have enough money to get computers.
I'm lucky the school provides laptops, otherwise I wouldn't be talking right now. I'd be reading a book.
Our school provides laptops, well, they did, but they cut it out the year before we were meant to get them, which was this year. So they stopped it last year, and so we missed out on laptops.
That's government funding for you.
But, yeah.
Abbott, damn you.
Well, at least, you had to buy your own, so...
At least I have one. I reckon.
I
just in
have
case.
3.
Shut up. Shut
Yeah,
up.
stop bragging, Jesus.
You utter prick. Shut up.
So, anyone else have any other games they played?
Well, the Steam Summer Sale's on at the moment, so
yeah.
naturally I bought way too many games for my own
He
good.
bought me one. He's awesome.
It was $2, so, yeah.
I'll just, not get any. I'm fine.
You don't have Steam.
Shut up.
If you had Steam, you should get Left 4 Dead, and we could all play it together.
So, any of you been keeping up with E3?
Not especially, but I have friends that are, so I kind of know most of the stuff that's been happening.
Yeah. It's funny because I don't play many games, but I like the development of games, and I have an interest in that stuff. The reason I brought up E3, because I've been talking to my friends about this for the past couple of days, is did you hear about the new Assassin's Creed game?
Honestly, I'm not keeping track of the new Assassin's Creed games. This is the one based around the American Civil War?
No, this one is about the French Revolution.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
It should sound interesting. It's called Assassin's Creed Unity. And from the game trailer, what people noticed is in that game there are 4 playable assassins, and none of them are female.
Oh.
And this is the French Revolution, and
Women's March.
women played a large
Women's
role
March.
in the French Revolution.
Thank you. Sorry. I studied this.
And the reason Ubisoft, makers of Assassin's Creed, have said there aren't any playable female characters is they can't afford the assets. And they are a huge company, and they can't afford to buy a female voice actress and get some new animations or whatever it takes. That is a poor
I'm
excuse.
personally insulted by this.
And
Oh my.
the only reason I care is because I'm interested in seeing games develop, the game's culture develop, and it's surprising to me that there aren't more female characters in games. Because there are a lot of girl gamers. Like, most of my girl friends play games, but it just seems the culture just ignores that aspect altogether in favour of, yeah, every gamer is a 12-year-old kid. We'll just continue to aim for that market only.
Yeah.
You know, there are people who are playing Portal 2 who, like, there are still people who refuse to believe that Shell is a girl. I'm under the impression, or I've assumed that is the vast minority, but people
Yes.
think that. What the hell? What? You can...
You can fire a portal and see yourself.
Yes.
It's not a question of perspective, it's a fact.
That's just... ugh.
I saw something funny, I think it was yesterday. Another game that's coming out that was announced at E3. In the past day, they have already made a playable female character in their game, and it's dressed like one of the assassins in the Assassin's Creed game. And they are an indie-like game, and Ubisoft is saying, yeah, we can't afford to do that. It's, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Oh, actually, there is another game, which I don't necessarily have to talk about, but it's called, SCP... The SCP Containment Breach.
Oh, here we go.
And it's just, it's a good indie game, come on. I won't talk about it for ages, but it's... Or at all. But it's good.
What's it called?
SCP Containment Breach, probably like SCP 173. I remember the number.
I might have heard of it, but I probably
It's
haven't.
like based on this website called the SCP Foundation, where it's like a fiction website where people make up these anomalous things, and there's a foundation that contains them and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just it's a really good horror indie game.
Okay. I think that's us for games. So,
I love how each topic just flows into the next one.
yeah, we're so natural.
Who's the sarcastic prick?
Is it me?
Okay. Television.
Television? Alright.
Television / anime.
I'll just shut up now.
I'll just talk about what I've been watching on TV, not anime for the moment. I have caught up completely with Game of Thrones.
Impressive.
And to anyone who hasn't seen Game of Thrones, I would recommend watching it. Because
Apparently the finale was is the most torrented thing in history. And it became that within like an hour of it going up.
it's also the most viewed on HBO, so at least that's something. Not everyone's downloading it illegally. Yeah, so the next season of Game of Thrones isn't for another 10 months. So you have plenty of time to catch up and watch it. There's no rush at the moment. I got through it in about 3 weeks. It's just that there are so many spoilers in that show. I would recommend watching it before you find one out.
Honestly, I think I just don't pay enough attention to the Game of Thrones posts on my Tumblr dashboard to know anything that happens.
It's, yeah. If you start watching it and then you know people's names, then maybe we will notice, but at the moment it's probably just a bunch of names to you.
Not even that. It's a bunch of faces. I know there's
fair enough.
there's the dragon, the girl with the dragon who's really cool, and then there's the short guy who's got an epic voice who's very awesome.
Peter Dinklage.
Yes, his voice is fantastic.
Yeah.
He talks and it's like you could talk for ages. I'd listen.
He's definitely the best actor in the show, in my opinion. In a lot of people's opinions as well. He's very good in it.
And then there's Jon Snow, who knows nothing. That's basically the names in my head. The only name I know is Jon Snow, who knows nothing.
Yeah, that's a very popular meme. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
And I understand that there's like a Stark family, but other than that, I'm basically...
That's more than what a lot of people know. It's more than what I knew going into it, so good work. Well, that's what I've been watching. So
Okay.
Fair enough. You've been watching Skins.
I've been told not to talk about this because I will get carried away, so I'm just gonna keep being quiet. See, I'm thinking now I could talk about shows that I've stopped watching. Nah.
So you don't watch anime, and I do, and Miss does. So
We're going to talk about that for a bit.
just a little bit
That's
because we
okay.
don't want to like.
In
Yeah.
that case, I think I may just vanish for a couple seconds,
All right.
but I will be present.
Presently.
So yesterday I showed you the summer season anime chart.
Yeah.
What did you think? Anything stand out?
There weren't many that stood out actually. I don't know how to pronounce any of these, but Akimagakil. I don't know. I'm probably pissing off every Japanese.
Kill? I don't know Japanese. It
Yeah.
confuses me.
Yeah, that one. Anyway, with the girl with the sword and long black hair on the cover. That seemed pretty interesting to me. I'll probably try that and see how it goes. And aside from that, there weren't many that I'm planning on watching. I'm going to try the original Psycho Pass because I'm not really interested in watching 1 hour episodes. And I'm going to try Tokyo Ghoul and see how that goes, and also Zankyo no Terror, whatever that is. Because I want to try some more psychological thriller anime.
Mm.
But the trailer for Terror didn't really show us much, so I'm reserving judgment on Ghoul and Terror. So
I was originally only going to watch 2 of them, but I watch an anime themed podcast, and they went over the season list, and now I have 8 shows I want to watch, which
okay.
is ridiculous because I'm never going to be able to watch 8 at once.
No.
Last season I watched 4, and I haven't even. I'm 2 or 3 weeks behind on some episodes, so
Yeah.
it's instead of just trying to pronounce all the ones I'm gonna watch, I'm gonna trust you to flash them on screen right now because
Okay.
more work for you.
Thanks.
No problem. Besides that, and anime last season, like I said, I watched 4 shows.
Yep.
Disappointing season, in my opinion. They were all just,
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend any of them really. I'd say maybe if you had nothing else to watch, maybe, but
There's always
there are a
something else
lot.
to watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of other anime to watch out
Uh-huh.
there, and it was kind of disappointing to spend my time watching these, and they just were a letdown.
Did you actually finish any of them?
Like I said, I'm 2 weeks behind
Okay.
on all of them, because I just couldn't be bothered
Yeah.
ending them, because they weren't really, didn't seem to have any sort of good ending. There was one, there were 2 with good plot. One chose to just not go anywhere. It chose to say more of a slice of life than a real action anime, and the other just had a smaller budget, so all the action just kind of didn't draw me in as much.
Okay.
But the one with the smaller budget was definitely my favourite of the season, because at least it tried.
Yeah.
It just... I know there's going to be a second season, so hopefully they've got a better budget then, and their action will look better.
What was it called?
Let's play the pronunciation game. Hitsuki no Chiaka. Chiaka? Oh no. It sounds incredibly stupid, the plot summary. And when I first read that, I was not going to watch it. But, like, the anime podcast I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
they said, yeah, it might be alright, and I thought, I'll just watch episode 1. And that was a good episode 1.
Okay.
You can tell they definitely spent most of their budget on that episode 1 to draw people in.
Uh-huh. While we're on the topic of anime, can I just say how utterly annoyed I am
Sword Art
at...
Online?
Yeah, Sword Art Online. Wow, I cannot believe it's back. I cannot believe so many people liked it enough to bring it back. It was terrible. It was awful.
It was not the best. Like, I don't know why, but just the anime community seems to just focus and hype up one anime every so often.
Yeah.
Like, there's been Attack on Titan, which is an actual good anime.
Yeah.
But they pick Sword Art Online for that time period, like a year or so before Attack on Titan. It's no good. I haven't watched any of it. I don't really intend to watch any of it unless I've run out of other stuff to watch and I'm just up for a stupid thing where I can just watch good fight scenes.
It starts off alright, like the first episode is okay and it establishes the world, and then after that, they kind of just have a few episodes where they're just solving solving mysteries and having adventures before the plot kicks back in, which was kind of managed really weird. The art's good and the music's alright and the voice acting's not terrible, but halfway through the season they end a plot and then they start another plot which is literally the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's... yeah. Point is, they shouldn't have brought it back, and I can't believe it's back, but it's back. And, so yeah.
I don't think the second season will be any good.
No.
But if people just want like a good anime with good fight scenes sort of thing, then that's fine. But the thing is, with the first season, it had a lot of potential, and that's why it was more of a letdown than anything, because people expected this good plot and everything, and it was just a good action anime, nothing more. So if you go into season 2 expecting that, you might be alright.
I've got a friend that's into a lot of anime, and he says that if you want to see an anime with a good plot about a game, then see Log Horizon, which is
I have heard that.
Yeah.
It actually captures like elements of an MMO better than Sword Art Online does.
And I haven't actually seen it myself, but it sounds alright, and so anyone that wasn't satisfied with Sword Art Online, maybe try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't watch it just because I have a huge list of other stuff to watch first.
Yeah.
But and I'm not really into MMO things, despite me saying I played LOL earlier.
You still talking about anime?
Yes.
Well, we didn't want to start another topic while you were gone.
That must be it.
Yeah, it was for you. We're good people. You can thank us, you know.
With chocolate or...
How on earth would I get the chocolate to Nex?
Well, I could have his share. There's always that option.
I don't agree to this.
Well, otherwise it would just go to waste.
Well, I could give you M&Ms, or I could give you Skittles disguised as M&Ms.
Well, you could just send me money. I feel like the second half of a biscuit I haven't been wanting to eat because it'll sound weird on mic.
It's okay. I'll edit that out too.
Alright, I mean...
There's no way in hell I'm editing this out.
Quality stuff.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Hang on, I'm eating the biscuit. Hang on.
See, he's having a biscuit, I'm having tea. You're bringing the winning personality. This is like a full afternoon party meal thing.
I think that, yeah, plan your sentences.
Good English. Good work.
Says the guy that said, I've listened to a few music.
There were only a few musics. Don't.
Our English is broken.
I got an A+ in English though.
Oh,
Hey.
piss off.
I got 100% on English.
Oh, shut up.
Fuck off, the both of you.
Let me brag for a bit, okay?
Nix, do you think if we started swearing now and it'd, like, take up his time having to bleep it all out?
Oh, yeah.
That's it, I'm
Have fun.
officially uncensored. Enjoy yourself later.
Well, that's it for this episode. See you next time.
Yeah.